So, let's talk about something we all deal with every month, our salary. Isn't it funny how we wait for the paycheck to hit our account and within days it's all gone? First, we clear our EMIs, pay rent, stock up our groceries, and before we know it, there's barely anything left to save or even invest. What mistake are you making? Let's break it down. There was a time when I was in the same boat as you. And even before the month started, I would wait for the next month's salary. And unfortunately, this is how most people live, paycheck to paycheck. And while paying your liabilities and essentials, not budgeting leaves you with no room to grow financially. This cycle can hurt you in the long run. But here's the good news. Breaking this behavior isn't rocket science. I'll show you how to manage your salary better, invest for good returns, and still enjoy life. So let's get started. Most of us start paying off our liabilities, EMIs, rents, groceries, and it's important, no doubt. But if you don't budget carefully, you'll realize there's barely nothing left to save or invest. When you start planning your spending and saving properly, you create a sense of budgeting. This doesn't just save you from penalties of late payments, but also ensures you meet your needs without having to sacrifice unnecessarily. Imagine a life where you're financially secure yet you get to enjoy what you love. Sounds great, right? Now, I want to address one common myth that these days everyone is just following blindly. To buy a house before you turn 30. No, you don't have to buy a house in your 20s or even in your 30s. Many of us feel pressured by society to buy property as soon as you start earning. But let me tell you, rushing into this decision can tie your finances in many ways you can't imagine. EMIs can drain your monthly cash flow, leaving no room to save or even invest. Instead, think about this. Wouldn't it make more sense to build wealth and stability first? A house can wait, but the opportunity to grow your finances and investing wisely won't always be there. You can rent a space that fits your salary rather than buy one and keep feeling its burden for a good 20 years of your life. Yes, 20 years of your early days of career. So take your time, assess your options, and don't fall into the trap of I must own a house now. Especially in India, it makes no sense as your EMIs are always more than your rent compared to other countries where EMIs can be lower than the rent. In that case, buying a house is something to evaluate, not otherwise. Let's accept this. Buying a house is more social or emotional than a financial decision. Of course, I'm not saying never buy. You could perhaps do it in your 30s or 40s. This is a separate topic by itself and I'll cover it in a separate video. Now let's talk about the top 1%. Who are they? How did they manage their money? Do you think they also fell into the rat race of buying a car, an iPhone or a house before they turn 30? Think about names like Elon Musk or Warren Buffett. People with insane net worths, they prioritize themselves first. The rich invest in their growth before paying others. They don't rush to clear liabilities, instead they focus on emergency funds, investments and personal developments. This self-first approach is what sets them apart. And if there's one thing you should take away from their example, it's this. Put yourself first financially, then think about paying the rest. The rest can actually wait. It's a choice you have to make. A great way to practice disciplined financial management is following the IPS strategy. Invest, pay, and splurge. Invest. Start by ensuring that at least 30% of your salary is invested as soon as it's credited to your account. Don't leave it to chance. Set up auto debits so this money moves straight into your investment accounts before you even notice it's there. It's a simple rule, out of sight, out of mind. When you don't see it, you won't be tempted to spend it. 2. Pay. Next, use your salary to settle all your liabilities and essential expenses such as EMIs, rents, and groceries. Be mindful of the loans you take. Unnecessary debts or bad loans can eat into your finances, leaving with little or nothing to enjoy. Plus, if you are stuck paying high interest EMIs, it forces you into a corner. Forget about splurging in that case. 3. Splurge. Finally, whatever is left after investing and paying your essential is yours to splurge on. Use this money to treat yourself, but do so responsibly. Do not let peer pressure dictate your spending. Focus on what genuinely brings you joy and adds value to your life. By sticking to this strategy, you can balance building wealth, meeting obligations, and enjoying life, all while working towards long-term financial freedom. It's a simple yet powerful framework that ensures your money works for you, not the other way around. But what do you instead do? Pay everyone else, EMIs, utilities, even discretionary spends out of peer pressure first, and if anything is left is when you invest. If this is avoided and if you follow IPS strategy, you can definitely build wealth like the 1% too. You may have heard many say start investing from day one. I don't believe it. Here's a pro tip for investments in early days. If you really want to make good returns, the best investment to make is in yourself. Use a part of your salary to upskill, learn any new skill, take a certification course, or even attend workshops. Upskilling increases your earning potential exponentially. Think about it. When you earn more, you can actually save and even invest more. That's a win-win. And investing doesn't have to be complicated. Let me share some tricks which will make it easy and even effective. First and foremost, always budget your salary. Write down or track your expenses. It's eye-opening. To build a habit, automate your investments and savings. Let your bank or apps move money to your savings or investment accounts automatically. You can't spend what you don't have. Set small financial goals every month. For example, I'll save 5,000 this month for my travel fund or step up my investments every 6 months. Achieving these small wins keeps you motivated. Use credit cards smartly. They can be great for rewards but disastrous for debt. I have made a video on how smart use of credit card can actually help earn rather than put you in a debt trap. You can probably find it somewhere here. Here's a fun tip but practical. If you make an impulsive buy, even I do, but I invest an equal amount. For example, you bought something worth 2,000, invest another 2,000 too. That way you balance your spending with growth. Now let me clarify. This isn't a traditional budgeting or investment guide. I'm not going to give you any rigid rules like the 50-30-20 rule. You don't need to follow any strict laws of investment. But what you should aim for is balance. Start by investing 20 to 35% of your salary and then adjust as you go. The key is to find a system that works for you. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to financial planning. It's about making progress while keeping your lifestyles intact. Alright, here's the game plan. Budget your salary and stick to it. Follow the IPS strategy. Remember, invest, pay and splurge. Don't let societal pressure or peers influence dictate your spending. Most importantly, invest in yourself through upskilling in early days. Managing your salary isn't about restrictions. It's about making your money work for you. Start small, stay consistent, and watch your financial goals turn into reality. Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors of all time, says, if you don't find a way to make money while sleeping, you will always work until you die. Think about it. Your money should always be working for you. Leaving it idle in a savings account is a missed opportunity. Invest it wisely and it will grow even while you are sleeping. That's it from me. I'm Nikhil Verghese. Share this video and subscribe below to learn how to make your finances less tricky with Finicky.